All right, so I believe I'm recording now. So we're going to go ahead and just a quick overview of what we're going to discuss today. I've got some user submitted questions. We've got previews for the May crates, which is general, and we've got a new rare coming out. Then our summer plasma orbs. We have a few previews of those today. And then we're going to go ahead with the raffle. If you do have any questions during the discussion, feel free to post them in the community discussion questions channel, or you can hop on voice and ask a question there. Uh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start. What should we start with first? Questions or previews?
Yeah, let's start with the previews. I don't have any questions in mind. I'm going to block.
All right, we'll start with previews. Let's see. All right, so we've got our May crates, which are coming out this upcoming week on Wednesday, May 1st. And Lord, I'm going
Leave
to
my
go
house.
ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just, if you can mute your mic for now, just because I can,
Yeah.
I can hear the beeps and stuff coming up. Sorry. Thanks. All right. So, all right. So, previews. Sorry about the wait there, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop this in there. Like I said, Discord's like acting up on me like right now, so it's very slow for some reason. Come on. There we go. So here's one preview. This is going to be one of our general crates for May. Yes, more wings. All right. Now we've got our second general set for May. Good guess. Yeah, I guess it's pretty obvious what it is. All right, and then so this is going to be our rare set for May and June. So just a reminder that our current rare set, which is the Woodland Fae, will be swapped out with this rare set. So you've got a couple more days to try and get the Woodland Fae if you haven't gotten it yet. All right, maybe we'll commission that emoji from Ghost. All right. Great. So if there aren't any questions about the crates or like May crates or whatever, we can go ahead and move on. So we do have some previews for the summer plasma orbs. And so those will be released Saturday, May 25th. Um, Yep, and so those plasma orbs will be replacing our current spring. Oh wait, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. It's not summer orbs. What am I saying? Right now we have. I'm trying to think. We released. I'm trying to think back. Did to our schedule here. Um, yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure these are our summer plasma orbs, and our current orbs out right now are the spring plasma orbs. So the summer plasma orbs will be replacing the current spring plasma orbs. So you have roughly a month to still try and grab those current orbs until we swap them out. And I'm going to go ahead. We have a couple previews today. We don't have all the sets to preview from the orbs, but depending on when our next community discussion drops, we might be sharing some more previews of those sets later on. But we have a good selection today, and I think you guys are really going to like these previews. So here's one set from the summer plasma orbs. And I'm going to go ahead and drop another preview in for you guys. Maybe. Alright, and then we've got one more preview after this one. Yeah, I think this is like one of our. I'm trying to think, do we have any other frame items on the site? Oh, we do have like a frost frame and stuff like that. But I would say this is like one of our first like full like looking borders. I'm not sure if I'm like remembering correctly, but oh yeah, Christmas lights. Thanks, Say. Yeah, this is a little more fancy, this frame. All right, and then here's our last preview for this discussion for the summer plasma orbs. Or Madame. I can never pronounce usernames right. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed these previews. That's all of our previews for this discussion. So that was the great items, and then that was the plasma orbs. Some really great items that are be coming to the site in the next month. I thought it was like tweet. Was I at least close? Tweet. To it, whatever. Moving along. But I'm probably going to be referring you as tweet now. To you as tweet. Isn't it like two? You know, I could say it in my head, but I can't. The way I pronounce it in my head is totally not how I pronounce it when I speak. I usually say like something like almost like tulip, but tulip. I don't know. Oh darn, Willette, you missed out on so much. Just kidding. I mean, you did. I don't know if you were just listening now when I called tulip a tweet. I can't even. Whatever. All right. So Then just an update on our milestones. So you guys unlocked the second post for the 750k post leveling milestone item. And so the final post gets unlocked once you reach 750k posts. And yeah, hopefully we'll get there in no time. And then we have our 2000 Volties milestone. That is our next user milestone. So I think right now we're almost to 1700. Yeah. So spread the word, invite your friends. I've noticed that we've been getting quite a few new users on the website, which is always exciting. So hopefully we'll see some more friendly new faces showing up around the community. Alright, just a reminder, if you haven't yet, to post your username in the attendance channel if you want to be eligible for the raffle, which is for an April crate. Alright, and so now I have some user submitted questions. We've got 4 of them today. If you do have any questions as I'm answering these, go ahead and plop those in the community discussion channel, or feel free to maybe ping me in the community discussion. In this channel, just so that I don't overlook it, because sometimes I'm not really looking at Discord when I'm answering my questions because I'm looking at my notes. Alright, so first question, and of course staff is also welcome to buzz in and give your input. So are all future events going to be completely new, or will some events return / become annual events? Is it hard Okay, so let me answer that question first. There's kind of multiple parts to this one. So basically, as time goes on, you'll see that we kind of have traditional events for Voltra, like Voltra traditions we're trying to set. So for example, the reaping ritual, that's happened twice now, I believe. And the first time around, it was reaping ritual. We met Trick and Treat. Second time around was Sir K. And so Trick and Treat did make like a little appearance. So it's kind of, reaping ritual is a traditional like holiday / event for Voltra. But what we'll do with these traditions is kind of like each time they come around for event time, we'll like either have like a plot twist or a new storyline, introduce new characters, just so we don't get bored of the same old, same old. And then another one, it's like we had the Autumn Block Festival, and that was like our anniversary, because that was like the first event we had on the website. And so we had our anniversary block party the following year. Yeah, pretty much. And Vibrance, I'm trying to think. We also had like Wonderland, but that was kind of I don't know how if we're incorporating that, or I think Vibrance Day might have taken the place of that Wonderland event. But Vibrance Day, we've introduced it as a Voltra tradition, so you'll see around the time that we release Vibrance Day this year, next year, you'll see something incorporating it again. So yeah. And then the next following question for this question is it hard coming up with event ideas? I think it's not necessarily difficult to come up with ideas, because what we do is we kind of have like a stew. I don't know if this is the right analogy or whatever for it, I don't even know, but like a stew pot or whatever, a boiling pot of just ideas that all of our staff kind of just puts out there. Everyone contributes their ideas in a discussion channel, and then what we do is we kind of sift through those ideas, and the hardest part isn't coming up with the ideas. The hardest part is kind of like consolidating everything, and the brainstorming channel, thanks to and so I just shortened your name to 2. I hope that's okay. Is it better than Tweep? But so yeah, we have this brainstorming channel, and then we kind of have to like sift through that and see what ideas would work for that event, not to overwhelm ourselves or kind of like chaos, because too many ideas would just make the storyline confusing. So that's how that kind of works. And then how far in advance are events planned? I would say typically we start discussing event ideas a few months in advance. We're trying to get ahead of things because events have a lot of assets and multiple steps that need to be taken to release them. So, all right, and next question. Any updates on a possible dream avatar maker? Unfortunately, not at this time. So yeah, that's my answer for that one. Sorry, guys. All right, and what inspired you to create Voltra? I think I've answered this question before because it sounds very similar to me. It sounds like, yeah. So long story short, I kind of decided to start up a new avatar community after, I was a part of many communities and they started to fail and some of them shut down. And I just a lot of our avatar communities as members, there's really nothing we can do. It's kind of out of our control. And so I was also like a pixel artist for many websites, and I always enjoyed the art aspect of it and sharing, my creations, getting feedback, and all of that. And so I decided that I wanted to start my own project because I felt like I've always had the passion for avatar sites, and if I created something, it would take a lot for me to give up on my own project or even to like leave my project. I don't see that ever happening in the future. It would have to be some dire circumstances. And then so the initial concept of Ultra has definitely like evolved since I started the project. I launched the Facebook page for it in September of 2014, so it's been a few years. And since then, we've had a lot of staff changes, but I can say our current staff is definitely like the strongest it's been. And with the current people on staff, they've helped me, make Voltra into, this beautiful, thriving city. I mean, I know it's not a real city, but it's like the world's expanding and we have all these new characters that are appearing and storylines. So it's definitely growing beyond, I think. I mean, obviously, I wanted Voltra to be big, but it's definitely getting there too. So uh, it's been a long road. It's definitely come pretty far. And I do see we got looks like a question in CD questions. Will we ever get a sellback feature? It's been suggested before, and it's like noted on our development features. Right now, there aren't any. We're not currently working on the sellback feature, but yes, it would be ideal to have that in the future. His ears are pretty perky. He looks like he enjoys listening to me. All right. And so, final question that I received from the pre-discussion questions, and if you guys have any more, feel free to ask. So, will we keep? And this question kind of made me laugh. So, will we keep adding NPCs? So, I'm going to answer these one by one. There's multiple questions. So, we currently don't have any plans to introduce new NPCs, and typically when we do introduce them, there's usually an intention behind it. So like their role on the website, such as like a shopkeeper. Spark was created with intentions. One, because he was created, well, actually he had multiple intentions. So he was introduced during an event, but he was also introduced as to be the like main announcer for the website. He's the surge and everything. So that was like his purpose. Or there's like a feature involved. So recently we had Vaughn, who was introduced during the Vibrance Day event, and so the plan for him is to be the like overseer of the knowledge base once we release the first version of that. And that'll have like all your like similar to Wikipedia kind of articles for everything Voltra for new users and old users to refer back to, like all of our events and character information and all of that. Let's see. Yeah, that we've started work on the knowledge base. It's just taken a while because there is a lot of information to decipher through, and then also you know, every other project we have going on. So hopefully we'll see the knowledge base soon. It'd be a very like bare bones like version 1.0 kind of thing, almost like an alpha version of the knowledge base. But it should be a really good resource for users. And then so the another part to this question was, won't the NPC like naming NPCs with a V end someday? So if you guys haven't caught on, majority of our shopkeepers and everything and our main NPC like group is they start with V's. So there's Venora, Vontel, Velvet, and so the name Vazi, yeah, and someone, yeah, and then they're like, or you'll just put a V before that. Part of the rest of this question was, or you'll put a V before any name like Vazi. Did you submit this question too? So basically, the V name concept was like most likely, from what my recollection, staff who's here can correct me if I'm wrong, but when I was creating, you know, we were creating characters for Voltra and everything. I was just, I must have, I'm not that creative of a person. I can be creative, but majority of the days I'm tired and I can be very uncreative. And so I was like, we need names for shopkeepers. Well, we have Voltra, then we have Vaults, and now it's just like V's. That would be kind of unique. I don't really meet a lot of people with V names, except there's like my Aunt Val and all that stuff. Anyway, besides the point, I decided to just roll. We just went with the V concept, and so that's how it pretty much happened. I was just like, well, we might as well let's just try naming everyone with V, and that's where we're at. But you know, our main cast of NPCs, you know, we'll try and definitely keep the V name tradition because I think it'd be pretty odd if we just ended up, you know, going with random letters of the alphabet now. And we don't expect our main cast to be that large of a group. I'm pretty happy with the amount of main NPCs we currently have, like to be the face for Voltra. And you know, there's like the Guardians who are kind of a little more special, I guess. I wouldn't say they're that much more special than our, you know, shopkeepers and everything. But you have Spark, Frizz, and Static, and so those were electrical. I mean, I based those names off of like electricity too. Well, Frizz and Static, you know, but Spark was created with the help of staff too. So those are also, you know, based off electricity. So I think that's an exception to the V name, to the, you know, V names. If you can find a name for me that's electricity based for a character, then maybe. I think right now our running list, I can actually check on that. Before I check on how many NPCs we have, I also just want to touch on, like, there's also kind of the NPCs, the pets kind. Well, Bernard's not really a pet. They're like the companion for NPCs, so they're almost like our main NPC cast as well. There's Bernard and Leo. I think Eugene is. I'm blanking on his name. Well, let me look up the list of NPCs now, since we're going to get that running list for you guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bernard's like his own person. So I don't want to say he's a pet. But yeah, I would consider them like our part of our main cast. So let's see. We're looking at. Oh, and I was gonna say Eugene. I think is the rat, as Richard's rat friend. Oh wait, isn't that? No, I don't think it's Richard. Wait, who am I thinking? Gregory. Sorry, Gregory. One second, just counting how many NPCs we have here. Anyone want to guess? Just for fun, off the top of your head. All right, not including like event NPCs, it comes to a total of 16, and I can list them all. If I counted right, I might have miscounted. So we've got Vichard, which is kind of I would count Vichard as the main cast almost now, pretty much. He's Gregory's brother, and we introduced him a couple months ago, and he's made some little cameos here and there. We haven't introduced any emojis for him yet or anything because he's fairly new. So there's Vichard, Vaughn, Mayor Vulcan, Vivian, Victor, Venora, Velvet, Vontel, Valentina, the Oddballs, Frizz, Static, and Spark, Violet, Gregory, Bernard. Oh, you know what? I don't think I counted Leo. Do we have... Oh, you know what? I might have not even... I don't think Leo has an account right now. Poor Leo. And Eugene. So I think we're up to almost, 19. That was a pretty good guess there. If you count, the companions. So almost to 20. And then we've got, I was going to say, we introduced a lot of new characters too with events. And so they're they're an exception to the naming characters with the V names. So that's like what is it? The Cirque cast. So that's like Lynn, Ron. I'm not going to pronounce these names right, so I'm not even going to go through the list. All right, so that's all the questions I received for the community discussion. But yeah, I don't think we'll probably see any main cast. Well, we might. I might be wrong. We do have. I'm not going to go into it though. There might be one or two more main cast NPCs coming out within the in the time frame of a year, just because we do have some plans in place. But I'm not going to spoil any surprises there. Majority of the time, you'll see new characters come through. Being created and introduced through events, and they will have their little like cameos and come back in future events later on. So, all right. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to our raffles for today. So I do have our winners for the March. I'm sorry, not one of those. Yeah, the current rare set, which is the Woodland Fae. And so the two winners for submitting their questions before the discussion. Thank you guys. I always like to be as prepared as possible. So our winners are. I'm probably not going to say that right. Saria and Bioshock. And so I'll be, as usual, granting these prizes right after the discussion. And now I'm going to go ahead and raffle off our April crates to those of you who posted your usernames in the attendance channel and were kind enough to join me this morning. All right, it looks like our first winner is, I'll post the names after I announce them. So our first winner is Vengeance, and she has stolen the only staff winner spot for this discussion. Y'all can hate on Vengeance later. All right, just kidding. We're all nice. Be nice. Okay. Our next winner is... I'm gonna say Musy Head. Sorry if I butchered that. I I swear the English language is my first and primary language. I've never been one for grammar or anything. Sorry. All right, and our final winner is. No, sorry, Vengeance. You can't win a second time. All right. Another movie addict, aka Ama. Or AMA. You're just really lucky. And everyone who doesn't show up to the community discussion, this makes it that much easier for those who attend to win, because your chances are greater with less people. I'm not throwing any shade. No shade. All right, so those are our winners for submitting questions and also being in attendance for the discussion. All right, I don't have anything else for you guys today, unfortunately, so we kind of had a pretty short discussion there. If you do have any last questions, now would be your chance. I'm going to maybe head out in like 10 minutes if there are any more questions. If there's not any more questions, we can all head out right now. Enjoy our Saturday. Even though my Saturday here is rain and snow mix right now, and I'm pretty sure I heard some thunder too, which I enjoy thunder, so it's pretty nice. It's just hard to go to snow after we've had 70-degree weather and sunshine the past couple days. Yeah, usually when I'm pixeling or anything like that, or just working on some projects, I like to play just rain sounds and thunder and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not a lot of snow right now. It's just some, I mean, there's some pretty big flakes. It's not sticking though because it's also raining. So we were supposed to get 1 to 3 inches. I'm hoping it just doesn't stick. And I'm hoping it doesn't get any worse because I have to drive to work this evening and my car sucks in snow. There was almost no more Fozzie. New Year's Eve, and this isn't part of the discussion. Now we're just chit chatting. So anyway, I should probably stop the recording, but whatever. So New Year's Eve, I went to the grocery store to, get some food to make for dinner and celebrate. And I was driving. When I was in the store, I guess a huge snowstorm came out of nowhere. I thought I would beat it, before I got home. It was like scheduled to hit us later in the evening. And I left the store and there was like a bunch of snow and slush everywhere. I was going up the ramp to get on the expressway and my tire hit one of the clumps of snow and I spun out and went off the side of the ramp. So I used to like snow until I had to drive in snow. Luckily I was saved, no one else was involved, and my car is like in perfect condition. Like it didn't get any scratches or nothing. But I was like in the car. I was like tilted like sideways, like on my left side because it was such a steep like downhill. So it was pretty crazy. And mind you, I just got my driver's license like in September, and that happened in December. So everyone was like, "You new drivers, we always tell you to be careful, and you don't listen." And I was like, I was careful." When because I lived in Chicago, so I never needed a license. I just got my license, and I just turned 24, but I got my license when I was 23. only because it was necessary because I moved out to Wisconsin now, and when I was in the city, I just took the train or Uber and all that stuff everywhere because I didn't need a car. Because who wants to drive in the city traffic? Gross. But now I need a car. All right. Well, I will go ahead and end the recording for the discussion now, and I guess I will head out as well.